You're very welcome back. Lots of excitement here. We're joined in studio by my new best friend. If you tuned in yesterday, you'll have seen me hanging out with the star of the show, Natalia, who uses the services of Laura Lynn.
Today, Natalia has brought her dad, Paul Byrne, and the chief executive of Laura Lynn's Children's Hospice, Orla O'Brien, in to see us. Good morning, Natalia.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. I know, Natalia, we've done lots of chats together in different places, but you've never been in the studio before, have you?
What do you think? It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it all right? Is it up to your standards?
And I noticed, by the way, yesterday watching you were having the old cake and a bit of party.
Yeah.
And there was supposed to be some cake brought in this morning for me, and you forgot it.
Have you got it there somewhere, Natalia? Did you remember it?
No.
I went to a hotel today, but then we forgot to bring it.
Don't worry about him, Natalia.
Paul, I'll have words with you afterwards, don't worry. Don't you worry,
Did you
Natalia.
see yourself on the telly yesterday, by the way?
Yeah.
And what did you think when you were watching it?
Well, the very funny bit at the end is when you said that I should have bring you some cakes because you could have ate all of them.
Oh, I would have ate all of them, yeah. That's why they didn't send me, you see. They sent Anna.
Exactly. We can't send him to stuff like that, Natalia. No way. But were you happy watching it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And did it remind you of that special surprise when your cousins arrived into afternoon tea? How did you feel when they walked in?
Very happy.
Very happy. Oh. And Dad, we have you chatting with us this morning.
We do.
Mum Kelly has spoken to me plenty of times about the importance of Laura Lynn. And of course, all of this week we've been concentrating on Children's Hospice Week and the importance of Laura Lynn in your lives.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah, and it really does play an important part, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It's I can't put into words the advantages of what we get from Laura Lynn. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. When Natalia's going to Laura Lynn, she feels like she's going on holidays.
Yes, and she talks about it like a holiday.
It's just like a holiday. The staff, the volunteers, everybody. It's fantastic. It's more than a home away from home.
Yes.
So it is. It gives us the opportunity then with our other girl Charlotte to do other little bits and pieces that maybe go places that we may not get access for the chair or bits and pieces like that. We can maybe spoil Charlotte then for.
It's a credit to the boys and girls down at the hospice that when Natalia said yesterday, the last time she went, she was there for 4 days. We didn't want to come home.
No, that's...
But that's such a credit to the staff who worked on it. They've created such an atmosphere and it's such a welcoming place for them.
It's huge. She'd see us pulling up in the car park and she'd run and hide. She'd be way to hide. She'd run around the place looking for us. She just loves going on.
But Paul, from a real point of view, I mean, I've been in your house and it's only, I think, when you actually... We can talk about it till the cows come home, but actually, when I visited your home, you realised the amount of work involved.
Yes.
And it gave me a sense of, my goodness, I give out about making the lunches, do you know, and you're tired and you've so much to do. Yeah. But there's so much to do there, isn't there?
There is. There's a lot. It's a 14, 16-hour day for Kelly from 8 in the morning until 8 at night. And then after that, then it's through the night. Kelly be up and down, turn me, twist me, all
Peg
these kind
feeding.
of things. Peg feeding. Even we can all throw ourselves over in the bed if you want to turn. Natalia can't. And that getting up in the middle of the night when Natalia's going to Laura Lynn, it's just. You can kind of say, right, OK, we get a full night's sleep, we can do this, we can do that, we can do the other. It's just, even just for a couple of days, it's huge.
It's the stuff everyone else takes for granted.
It's the small things, isn't it?
Exactly, the small things.
That we take for granted.
Totally, yeah. Orla, we'll bring you in here because we've been talking all week about Laura Lynn and it's such an important week for Virgin Media Television. We're very, very much committed. Fundraising for you guys is gigantic, isn't it? Because you're so heavily reliant on the good nature of people to keep it going.
Yeah, and thanks very much for that support as well, Anna, because it's without things like this that give us the opportunity to be able to, I suppose, show what we do and also to generate the awareness both of what children's palliative care is, which is really, really important for children like Natalia, but also for fundraising. And yes, whereas we do get some state funding, we do need, this year we have to raise 4.3 million, and that's every year. So next year we'll probably have more, year after we'll have more. If we want to grow our services, which we do, we would like to bring some more of our services outside Dublin, but that takes funding. And
Because that's a staggering thing, Orla, that people realised over the week. And one most surprising thing is that it's still the only hospice in the country.
Yeah. Now, there are lots of services for
course
children.
there are,
Sure.
Yeah. And, you know, and it's a funny one because when people think of hospice, sometimes it gives a particular connotation in people's minds. But in the case of children, that's not. It's just simply not like that. It's very, very different. And as Paul and Natalia have attested to, it's
They're
about
too busy making faces and messing
the
over
camera.
there. Like the class clowns. We're having a serious chat here, Natalia.
She gives out to me for doing that, Natalia. Don't do it.
So it is about, yes, there is the medical part. There's no getting away from that.
Yeah.
And I think I said earlier in the week, we can't change the outcome, but we can certainly help support families on the journey along the way. And a lot of what makes children's sort of hospice so different, in addition to that medical piece and all the medications and helping to get all that piece right that the doctors and nurses do, and we do that in conjunction with the hospitals. This is a team effort. It takes a huge community to support any of these children. But what they get that break while they're in the hospice, and I think Paul mentioned it as well. It is about helping families have an ordinary life in a life that's absolutely not ordinary.
Of course.
And it also for siblings, for grandparents, so things like your family camps, your play, your art, all the things that we take for granted every day for those of us who have children because we do it every day. Somebody said to me before, is it frills? And one thing I said, well, if you go into any house that has children in it, you see toys, you see art, you hear music, and we just take that for granted. And it's the same for children in situations like this. Life still has to continue, and they're entitled, it's their right as children to have the same access to music, to play, because children react or, relate differently. They may not say things or verbalise things, but they will do it through play or music or art.
They still express themselves, don't they?
Yeah, and that's what's so important. And again, it's not just for the child, it's for parents, it's for the brothers and sisters, because it's an entire family unit that's living.
The other thing, Paul, I noticed was that there's a network of people who are all going through the same thing as you, and that's very important, isn't it? To be able to talk or laugh or cry with people who are walking in your shoes.
This is the thing, like the Christmas fair and all the other bits and pieces that goes on. That's where you meet families in the same position. So it is children with special needs and life-limiting things and that kind of thing. But just for that conversation over a cup of coffee while the kids are off playing with the staff and volunteers of Laura Lynn, it's just to touch base with someone that
who gets it.
Empathise with them, they can have empathy with you. It's just a whole network. It's a lovely community and a beautiful place. It's just that it's a magical place.
Yeah.
So
Natalia, I know Anna's your BFF.
Ovs.
But in a vain attempt for me to become your BFF, I've got a little something for you.
Oh.
He's going to try and buy your affection.
No,
okay.
I'm not.
Don't listen to it.
Pardon me now for a second while I check the cellar. This is...
We have a little office behind there, Natalia.
Because I believe... You get that to your best friends.
Pass it down, will we?
Yeah. And then this, Orla, is for you. Because this is the final amount raised by Ireland AM and Week AM viewers, and as you can see, it's just gone north of €60,000, 60,139. As I say, raised by you guys. So a huge thank you on behalf of the Ireland AM team and the Weekend AM team, because this has come from you. And this is for you.
This is absolutely
so
loyal viewers who, when we run campaigns like this, they don't just commit, they commit 100%. And it's the stories like Natalia's story.
I was looking at the Pikachu bag.
You stole our hearts, Natalia. You and lots of the other special children and families who benefit from it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, gosh, it's an incredible amount of money. So if I can, just is it okay if I do say
take a moment,
thank yous? Because, this week has been such an important one, and certainly I do want to thank everyone at Weekend AM and Ireland AM and all the production team. I mean, it's just been amazing what you've done all week, and all the presenters and that, and it's been truly superb. So we've been very honoured to have you as partners, so thank you very much for that. I also do need to thank the Dublin GAA, the GPA, which I believe are quite different, Kilmacud Crokes, who are our close neighbours, everyone who just goes over and above to help Laura Lynn. Of course, our staff, our families, our volunteers. We have our children, obviously. We have as many volunteers as we do staff. We can't do anything without them. And in particular, as I said, Ireland AM. And I would like to mention, if I just may, a lady called Una Digan and her husband Rob. Una, I believe, is unwell at the moment, and I know that I would just like to acknowledge she was instrumental in her commitment and support in the early days of fundraising. So I'd like to just wish her well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Orla. Thank you, Natalia.
Orla.
Pleasure.
Thank you guys for coming into
Next
us
time,
this
bring
morning.
cake for me, won't you? Promise me now.
Don't listen to him, Natalia. Well
I'll
done.
try.
Good on you, girl. Good
You better
on
say
you.
hello to your friends. Quick, give them
Give
a
them a big
shout
wave.
out.
Give them a big wave.
To your teacher.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Mrs. Gunn.
Oh, holy moly.
Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Darren. Thanks,
Paul.
Paul.
Thanks very much.
Orla.
Thank you.